Ladies and gentlemen, from the Broad Street Ballroom here in New York City, we are set to go with our next bout of the evening. It's scheduled for 3 rounds of Muay Thai in the 185-pound weight division. Your referee for this contest is Chris the Cannon Wagner. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he wears black and purple trunks. He represents Rebel Muay Thai from Hempstead, New York. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Rod Williams. His opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, he wears silver, black, and red. He represents Pursue MMA from Buffalo, New York. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ray David Basilio.
All right, gentlemen, you got your instructions in the dressing room. A nice, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. In case you've been knocked down, go to the neutral corner I tell you to go to. Remain there until I call you out. Any questions over here? Any questions over here? No. Fight fast, fight hard. Touch them all.
So here we go. 3 rounds of action scheduled here from the Broad Street Ballroom in Lower Manhattan. This is Friday Night Fights. Ray David Basilio locking up with Hot Rod Williams in the squared circle.
Oh, big body kick lands right away by Williams.
Williams, a former football player at Stony Brook University, played running back, and he's got the physique to prove it. Aims to go pro, though he is 33 years of age.
One thing that's great about former athletes is that they come in with a lot more composure because they played a sport. And you can see he does have, pretty good balance here.
Basilio from upstate New York by way of Curacao. This is just his 3rd amateur bout. He's just 23 years of age. He's 1-1. This fight taking place at the cruiserweight division, 185-pound fighters, at least at weigh-in time. But Hot Rod Williams.
Nice body shot by Williams there with his left hand.
It's like the thicker competitor in there right now. Good leg kicks there by Basilio, but back comes Williams. Hot Rod Williams representing Rebel Muay Thai. Basilio out of Pursue MMA. First of a scheduled 3 here. Should mention this is a modified rules amateur bout, so no elbows allowed. But the clinch obviously is, as Rod Williams tries to stick in some knees. Whiffs on the left hand, though. Basilio trying to capitalize.
He's trying to throw every shot very, very hard, which throws himself off balance just a little bit.
Kind of a shove there at the end by Hot Rod Williams, who again, just a little bit beefier in there than Basilio.
Get that first round jitters out, then you come into the second round. The second round is always my favorite round. You get those first round jitters out, you know a little bit more about that person, you know a little bit more about their timing. You kind of know how they're going to come out in the second round, so it's always interesting to see what gets said, what gets coached in this round. I believe that he's probably telling him to settle down a little bit, use his range, intercept when Williams comes out a little bit wilder. So we'll see how Ray David takes the advice from his corner. Both guys super athletic as well.
Coming to you from the Broad Street Ballroom in Lower Manhattan. This is Friday Night Fights, brought to you by Chong Beer. Ray David Basilio going up against Hot Rod Williams. Williams tries the big left leg to open up, but Basilio comes back. Williams wearing purple. Basilio wearing the light gray with the black and red trim.
So Ray David has the aggression, but he's not coming out very clean, which helps Williams tie him up a little bit and throw those knees that you saw in that last exchange. Another knee that lands here.
Two men locked up in the clinch. Remember, no elbows allowed in this modified rules amateur affair.
Ray David was so focused on that cross block that he didn't notice that his legs tied up. And that's why he lost his balance there.
Williams trying to lean on Basilio, trying to use that likely extra weight after rehydrating to tire his opponent out.
Nice leg kick that lands by Ray David.
Good knee try in there from Hot Rod Williams, and another one.
Well, Williams is really tying up Ray David because he is rangy and he is, you know, swinging wildly. So that leaves him open for you to come into clinch. He
Both
does,
men hit the deck.
when you're in the clinch, you need to bring your legs out and find a deep base, right? So that you can almost surf while with your opponent, throw your knees and not let them throw you off balance. What happens with Ray David is he brings his legs really close together, and that's why Williams has been able to throw him down so much. So he's got to find a deeper base when they tie up.
And you can see just by looking at him, he's got a huge lower half.
Exactly.
A huge base to work with.
He needs to use that base. It is very much like surfing. If you're going to lift one leg, you got to put it down immediately, throw what you need, and find that center line balance when you're in the clinch. And it's, I mean, I'm sure it's hard for Tola fighters.
But in the case of Williams, if you're standing straight up, your strong quads and glutes are rendered useless. Basically, you can't use it to full effectiveness.
You gotta squat a little and find like the balance between both legs. You can be on the balls of your feet though, because you need to be like light and fast, but you also need to kind of it's a tactile game. It's really a game of feeling them and feeling your own balance. You actually become, it sounds like super ethereal, but you have to become one with them in the clinch to feel what they're doing so they can feel what you're doing and vice versa.
Hot Rod Williams, originally from Yonkers, now resides in West Babylon. Represents Rebel Thai Boxing in East Meadow, trains under Eddie Cuello. He's rocking the purple trunks this evening, the former football player from Stony Brook U, former Seawolf running back. Here we go. Round number 3. This will be our capper for this bout. Good right hand up top by Williams. And again, trying to clinch Basilio.
Also, Williams is, you know, again, looking for when his balance or when he's on one foot.
Basilio with his best moment of the fight, little combination there, ending with a leg kick. Tries to come down with a straight right hand. Williams ducked out of the way, but this time the front leg kick lands by Basilio. Left
nice
hook.
Overhand, and then another leg kick.
The few times that Basilio has touched Williams doesn't seem to affect the former football player. He's the one that's coming forward and kind of forcing his opponent into the corner up against the ropes wherever he can.
He's got that necktie position. It's very, very hard to get out of. You got to snake your hands through. That's who's trying there now. Williams very comfortable tying up. Short overhand right, uppercut lands. Looked like it hurt Williams there.
Williams a bit staggered now. Did take a good shot from Basilio.
Another uppercut lands.
All of a sudden, the tenor of this fight changing just a bit. Williams coming forward the entire time. He walked right into a couple of clean uppercuts. Under 30 seconds in the third and final round. Under 10, I should say. Here we come towards the finish line.
Goes for a jumping kick.
And there's your bell. Good finish there by Ray David Basilio against Hot Rod Williams. We'll see if he did enough to score the victory, as we will have to go to the scorecards once more. Seemed like Williams was dictating the action for most of the fight, Phoenix, but then towards the end, he kind of started to stagger a little bit Basilio caught him a couple of times with the uppercut, as you mentioned, and then all of a sudden Williams just seemed a little more flat-footed than he had been earlier. I don't know if Basilio did enough, but it certainly was not as one-sided as it looked to be in the early part of the fight.
Well, I 100% agree. I mean, I think that was probably Williams' strategy, knowing that this kid, Ray David, you know, throws some heavy leather, is pretty powerful, maybe had some good hands, and he tied him up for majority of the fight. And you can see whenever Ray David got an opportunity to throw those hands, he went for it, landing some really clean uppercuts in the third round.
So again, Hot Rod Williams, former college football player, looking to go pro at some point. This is just his 6th amateur Muay Thai fight. Ray David Basilio, his 3rd, coming in at 1-1. Williams saluting the hometown crowd. And Basilio paying homage as well. The kid from Curacao, now fighting out of Buffalo, New York. Let's go up to David Diamante with the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action here at the Broad Street Ballroom, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge A, 30-27. Judges B and C both scored the bout 29-28. All 3 for your winner by unanimous decision. Representing Rebel Muay Thai, Rod Williams.
So Hot Rod comes out on top. He improves to 3, 2-1 in the amateur ranks. This is Friday Night Fights, brought to you by Chang Beer.